I totally wasn't going to vlog, but I kind of want to capture this. So apparently we got a truck driver with an Amazon trailer in the employee parking lot trying to figure out how to navigate it. Yeah, this isn't really designed for semis to go through. This guy is so in the wrong place. I'm just giving this guy plenty of space. Wow. Just wow. So I'm heading home early. I'm super drowsy. I just didn't sleep well. Didn't sleep well during the day yesterday. And I've just been like half out of it all day. Had my TDR class and supposed to have my practical training today. All right, he made it out. Congratulations, dude. Truck entrance is that way. All right. So it's February 8th, 2023. 2:07 a.m. And yeah, I'm heading home. I've just been fighting sleep this entire TDR class. When it got to the point of trying to do the practical training, it was just all I could to just focus enough to get through that part of the class. And fortunately, Jessica just realizes I'm tired and I'm generally not this loopy. But yeah, once I finished, I just went over and talked to Kimberly, Kimberly, the PA, and Dustin, the AM. Fixed a printer for him. He was struggling trying to get one of the label printers to work. And I'm really good at unjamming and reloading the label printers that Amazon uses. So even though I'm so drowsy, I don't feel comfortable to drive a forklift. I had no problem getting the label printer working again. I was hoping he'd be able to VTO me, because there's been a lot of VTO being handled out lately. But he's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, dude, I said, regardless, I don't feel safe driving a forklift right now. That's fine. I'll just use my VTO. I don't. Tonight's not a good night to plow into a safety barrier with a forklift. Anyway, we're having some kind of network problem where the tablets for the TDR are not logging in. I guess they've actually gone to doing TDR on paper, which is something that's covered in the training classes, and we actually did the TDR on paper part of the training. But as long as I was there doing TDR before I screwed up undocking a truck on 339 a few weeks back, yeah, before that happened, I'd never been there a night where we had to not use the tablets and instead had to do TDR via paper. And yeah, I have a real desire to actually do it via paper. It just seems awkward, super awkward to me. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little out of focus, to say the least. I actually stayed in Priscilla's again yesterday. sleeping over there. So I sent her a text around midnight-ish, midnight 3-ish, somewhere there, saying that I was super sleepy, and then once I finished my TDR practical training, I was gonna head out and call it a night. And she hasn't texted me back, so I think I'm just gonna go sleep in my own bed. As much as I've really enjoyed being in her bed, I'll probably sleep better in my own bed. So. And I'm sure my cats miss me. So there's that. This one's funky driving through here for some reason. Anyway, game plan for tomorrow is when I get to work, I'm just going to report directly to learning, and hopefully by then, I'm sure by then they'll have whatever the issue is with the Kindle tablets and the network. They should have that resolved. And she said she just, first thing, she'd start her day. Jessica, the person who handles exclusively TDR and pit training, she said she'd have a, oh, good. I'm tired. She said she'd have me, she'd just go through the practical training with me. It should take about 20 minutes, and then after that I'll be TDR certified again, and just head back to outbound. And I made sure that Kimberly and Dustin both know that, so they're kind of expecting me to not be at stand up. I'll come back from learning like 30 minutes into the shift. So that's a plan for tomorrow. I am so tired. Not particularly fond of driving this tired. Hey, at least there's not much in the way of traffic at 2 in the morning. I'm so tired of being stuck listening to the radio. I miss being able to just pop in a CD. Oh, good. I don't really know much else to say. It's kind of weird spending so much time with Priscilla the last couple of days, but it's been oddly nice. She did tell me yesterday morning when I got there after work. Oh, when I got there after work, she let me in, but then I'm trying to get her. She always sleeps on her couch. Like, if I'm not there, she doesn't sleep in her bed. She sleeps on her couch, which seems super weird to me. But, anyway, I was trying to kind of get her to head up into the bed. It's like, I'll be there in a minute. Just quit bugging me. I'm like, well, okay. I ended up kind of dozing off, and then I woke up like an hour later and was farting around online. Or an hour and a half after I got there, she finally managed to climb into the bed. And told me I should marry her. And I think I laughed at that. I don't know. There's a time I kind of really thought about it. And I guess I gotta be honest, I'm kind of thinking about it, but response to that kind of threw me for a loop. It was not what I expected. And it was just like, well, if you were married to me, then it would be really easy. It'd be really simple. That when I die, just everything I have will go to you. Which is, granted, something I haven't thought about whatsoever. Not like she has a lot. A Kia SUV that I really wouldn't want. Although, not gonna lie, it would be nice to have a backup vehicle for when I don't have a Saturn. Oh God, I'm so sleepy. She's got some property in Georgia. I don't really know much about it. She inherited it. What I understand, it's a sizable residential lot in a semi-rural area. I've seen the actual deed. It was one of those old school type property deeds that you see for rural areas that describes the property in a way that you just kind of scratch your head and almost laugh at. But I've seen it on a map, and it makes more sense on a map. I don't think there's anything on the property. Oh. Other than that, pretty uneventful day. That's a Simon and Garfunkel song I haven't heard in a long time. I know I used to have that on a 45. I'm not sure if I still do or not. Actually did work on karaoke a little bit today. Kind of a weird day today. Because I'd sort of dozed off and then like kind of woke up when she came and joined me in bed. I don't know. It almost felt like it was framed like, well, if you want to continue to have access to my body, you need to marry me. Which I don't know. That's to me a pretty. I don't know. At this point, that just seems like a silly and outdated concept to me. But of course, this is coming from the perspective of a guy that's been a bachelor pretty much all his life, and been on and off Priscilla for what, 13 years. monogamous or faithful to any woman. So there's that. Hey, the light is green. I think I got the stuff to make a bologna sandwich at home. That'll do. I might just go to sleep and eat when I wake up. Fed the cats this morning. The cats would be fine. It's a little bit later than normal. I want to say I got over there around 9 in the morning-ish. Maybe closer to 10 in the morning. Yeah, we didn't have... Priscilla and I didn't end up having much time to spend in bed together because by the time she came into bed, it was like almost time for her to go to work. She's like, you should have brought me breakfast. I'm like, well, you didn't ask for breakfast. I said, you dozed on the couch for the last 2 hours, so by the time, like, by now your breakfast would have been all nasty anyway. Anyway, she asked if I could go get her burgers, so I did. Went to Carl's Jr. And when I was headed to Carl's Jr., it's like, well, I better stop at home, feed the cats first, which I did. And then as I was heading over there, I realized that I was like underneath empty on my gas gauge. So went to Costco, topped off the tank, and to do a funds transfer my Costco card because that was over its limit. Whoops. You know, for all the credit cards I've been working on trying to get the balances down, and I've been doing good at most of them. Except for the Costco card, and I really just need to get the app installed for that, because the ones that I can make payments for with their apps on my phone, like I'm constantly tracking them, and the Costco one, yeah, not so much. Anyway, as far as working on music, I wasn't even going to do that, but like I came in and fed the cats, I saw my computer and I realized that I'd kind of been working on that, and then sort of recently dropped a ball with that. I hadn't added anything in a week, maybe over a week. I had gone in and worked on music, but I don't know, just haven't been adding anything for karaoke. And the last song that it's kind of a process as I go through to add it to my database. And one of the things that I have to do, and I'm talking specifically for files that come from Karaoke Version, I download them as high definition MP4 files, and I need to convert them to AVI files, and I also adjust the audio level so all my files in my library are at a consistent level. So sometimes I gotta lower them a little bit. Sometimes I gotta raise them a little bit. Most of the time I gotta lower them a little bit from what I get at Karaoke Version. And generally speaking, like whenever I walk by my computer, I try to start another one converting because that's a process that takes a while. Anyway, the last one I did, kind of a one-hit wonder from the late 60s. I mean, they had some other minor hits, and they had some... I guess they put out a few albums, but they only had one really big mainstream hit, and that was the band was the Music Explosion, and I can't believe they're playing more Simon and Garfunkel. I wonder why the hell this station is playing that much Simon and Garfunkel. If it's intentional or if their algorithm is just like landing on Simon and Garfunkel that much. I mean, no complaints. I love Simon and Garfunkel, but it just seems random to hear a Simon and Garfunkel song and then something else, and then boom, another Simon and Garfunkel song on the radio. It's random. It's a good song too. That's what I should do, is just put a Simon and Garfunkel album on and pass the hell out. Anyway, yeah, the last one I converted was A Little Bit of Soul, and I'm thinking that's a nice short oldie. I can knock that out in no time and put something more into my karaoke library. So I did that right after I fed the cats, and then headed out. I got gas before I came home.
So after that, I went to Carl's Jr. Kind of blown away by how expensive the burger was that she wanted. And then I saw one on the menu. Was kind of blown away by how expensive the burger was I wanted. Like, damn, when did Carl's Jr. get so freaking expensive? Like, I got a burger for her and a burger for me. No drinks, no entrees. Or no drinks, no sides. Just simply 2 burgers. And try to remember how to turn my damn dome light on. I buried my receipt. I threw my receipt in my bag, but I buried it. Anyway, I want to say it was like, right with tax, it was like $17 or $18 for 2 burgers. Damn. Just seems like a crazy amount of money for that. I mean, granted, they're premium big burgers, but still. $18 for 2 fast food burgers just seems insane to me. No matter how good they are. Anyway, she bought me a pretty good meal yesterday and actually gave it up 2 mornings in a row. I figured a burger is the least I could do for her. So got the burgers, went back. By then she's already at work on the phone. She was dealing with some kind of tech support with the company she works for. Just listening to what I could hear of her into the conversation, that just sounded absolutely tedious and painful to me. If I had a job like hers, I'd go insane. I don't know. I can't spend that much time on the phone trying to resolve a problem with somebody. I just don't have the patience for it. And that wasn't even a customer. Like, she was talking with her own company's IT, presumably, because something wasn't working with her work from home, network, computer, whatever. Anyway, I just handed her a burger and went into her room. And got undressed, grabbed a Coke out of her fridge, got undressed and ate my burger and rolled over and went to sleep. And I probably fell asleep pretty quick. I didn't really mess online much, but man, by the time I got back to her place, it was like, I don't know, I feel like it was like, by the time I ate the burger and actually got laid down, it was nearly noon, which is really late for me to be going to sleep, which surely is why I'm so groggy right now. And I get the feeling like I felt like I slept pretty solid. Like, I don't know, sometimes you just don't feel rested. I just don't feel rested. And I've felt out of it and unrested from the time I woke up. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that today was my TDR class and I've been waiting so long to get scheduled in a TDR class, and I was just worried that if I didn't make it for that it would take forever for them to get me rescheduled for another one. If it wasn't for that, I would have probably just gone back to sleep for 3-4 hours or whatever. Taken the time off from Amazon and gone in when I felt well rested. The only other things I did, like after she got out of the bed before I left to get the burgers, initially I was going to bring my car to Rob. I called Rob and he seemed kind of stressed, my mechanic. Said that he had just barely got to the shop and that his entire driveway was completely full of vehicles that people had towed to his place in the middle of the night. It's like, I can't even get to my damn garage door. So it's like, I can't do it today. I'm like, I'm sorry. That sucks. Good luck with that. Of course, now I'm worried when it is time for him to do it, this morning, that I'm probably going to be sound asleep. I definitely got to get the car to him. He's got to get it through emissions, and I'm worried my tags might be a little bit expired now. I'm not sure, but I know I got to get this car through emissions, and it's got a check engine light on. So until he resolves that, I won't be able to get it re-registered. I love this song. I've just got such a weak spot for 70s pop. Stampeder, Sweet City Woman. I probably got that on a 45. Hell, I probably got the full album on an 8-track. I feel like I do. At the very least, I've got it on some kind of like K-Tel 8 track. Good times. This song's so cheesy, but so fun. Just makes me happy. Anyway, called him and I was like, well, that's not happening today. And then I checked Reddit. I don't know why, because I obsessively check Reddit. I think I'd have something better to do with my time. But somebody on the Fuck Cars subreddit posted the newest video from Not Just Bikes, which is a channel I've been following for a long time. And Not Just Bikes finally hit a subject that really resonated with me. Way more than the stuff that they usually do. And basically what they tackled is the issue of how most vehicles, like a exponentially larger portion of the vehicles on the road in the United States and the new vehicles that are selling within the last few years has been mostly oversized pickup trucks and SUVs, and how they keep getting larger, wider, and taller, and how ridiculously high the hoods are. And but actually showed some statistics and some alarming research that was done about the kind of people that drive large SUVs, and how difficult it is for people in a large SUV to see things that are in front of them, particularly children. Statistics about how many more people die as a result of accidents with SUVs and with trucks. And interestingly enough, the pedestrians that are most often injured in accidents from SUVs are parents hitting their own children in their own driveway. That's the most common accident with a large, with a modern truck or an SUV. So that's lovely. And pedestrian deaths, after many years of being on a downward trajectory, in recent years, along with if you look at bar graphs of it, and he shows bar graphs in the video, as trucks and large SUVs had this recent burst in popularity, pedestrian deaths have gone right up with it and are now happening. There's more pedestrian deaths happening now than there was in 1990. And it's just been like the last 5 years or so that's been going up. Prior to that, it had been steadily going down. And then it just hits a point where it just bottoms out and then starts going up at a much sharper angle than what it had been coming down. I'll post a link in the description, or at least I'll try to. But if not, just search Not Just Bikes and probably the word trucks. That should bring you to the right video. But yeah, it's certainly a subject that resonates with me, and I ended up just sitting in Priscilla's bed and watching that whole thing. And it's about 30 minutes long, but definitely a good watch. I mean, I didn't need to see that video to hate on oversized trucks, but it certainly showed some solid reasons on why everybody should hate on those kind of large trucks. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to bed. I'm sleepy. Thanks for coming with On the Drive.